This video should teach you how to install a switch on an RC airplane. So to install it, you need a switch. This is the SmartFly Super Switch HD with Dean's plugs, switch I'm using. You're also going to need an X-Acto knife, pencil, Phillips screwdriver. I'm going to use a T-pin, I'll show you why later, a pair of calipers, and a roll of blue tape. So the first thing you got to do is decide where on the plane you want to mount your switch. I've decided to stick it right here. So, and you can see where I'm mounting it. And there's a little ledge before there's the nice balsa wood sheet, which I'm going to be mounting it to. Take my T-pin and where I see the balsa wood ledge ends, I'm going to poke through 2 holes. And then these 2 holes here and here are going to tell me how far down I have to mount the switch. You probably won't have to do that for your installation, but it'll be needed when I install mine. So to start the installation, you take your tape, stick down a little piece. Then you're going to use your calipers to measure your switch. So using that measurement, I'm going to transfer that to the tape. So what I really am trying to do is make a template for where to cut. So I got those and how tall the switch is. So then you can sketch in the rest of your switch profile. And that should be an exact replica, well, an attempt at a section of the switch, so I can just use my X-Acto knife and cut along the lines. So there's my template for the switch right here. Alright, just stick the template of your switch wherever you want it to be on the plane. I made those 2 marks so I can tell how far down I want it. And there is the location of my switch. And that looks pretty good. Now make sure you have a really sharp X-Acto knife blade, because if you don't, it'll make this step quite difficult. So all I'm going to do is just cut around. I would make like probably 3 or 2 cuts to get through it. And this is, if your X-Acto knife isn't sharp enough, this step is going to be very hard. And if you're cutting into a hard piece of wood to mount your switch to, you might want to use a Dremel tool to cut this out. It'll make this step a lot easier, but for an installation like this into balsa wood, a sharp X-Acto knife works just fine. And there we go. There's the hole for our switch. See that? It looks pretty good. Now, this is an optional step, but if you want, you can take a little bit of sandpaper and sand down this section just to make it look a little neater. So you got a nice slot there. So you can take this plate off. Or wait, never mind. Take this back piece off. Like that. And the switch slides nicely into the side of the plane. Then here's our back plate, which we originally took off. Your back plate will slide on. So our back plate here can slide down the wires, and it should slide over the back end of your switch. And they'll press together, sandwiching this piece of balsa wood in place. So I'm going to take my T-pin, just punch holes in the covering, make little pilot holes for the screws to go into. Now don't over tighten these screws, because you can kind of wreck the balsa wood underneath them, and that's not good. So just get them nice and snug, it'll be fine. That looks good. Looks nice and secure. Switch operates easily. I can take my two leads, and then my switch, the two leads go through here. One of them can go into my SmartFly system. I actually just got this SmartFly system. I just installed it this afternoon, and I really like it. This is a SmartFly Power Expander Sport. So then my switch can plug into the Dean's connector on my receiver battery. Just a sec. So there we have our switch installed, plugged into the RX power of my Power Expander Sport. This also goes up to the receiver battery. So, test it out. There we go. Looks good. This looks like a really nice switch from SmartFly. So I hope this helps when you try to go and install your own switch. So I think the hardest part is really just finding out where you want to put the switch, because the installation is pretty easy. So thanks for watching.